Let's start with time. When you start studying time in the languages of the world, you find that certain metaphors persist, language after language after language. Time is understood in terms of space in two ways. One is sort of a line, as if someone is moving over times. They're spread out. So you do things over time within a certain amount of time. You say, we're coming up on Christmas, okay? The other one, assuming that times are coming towards you. The time is like a flow that goes by you of entities. So Christmas is coming up on us. And you can have one or two metaphors. We're coming up on Christmas. Christmas is coming up on us. Now, the crucial part is that you think in terms of those metaphors. And there are psychological experiments showing that people actually do think that way. And that's true around the world. It's not just in English. So then the question is, what is time? Now, if you think of it from the point of view of the concept of time, you have to do it with your brain. Time is understood and measured relative to cycles. So you have the cycle of the sun going across the sky. You have cycles of repeated things like water drops or cesium atoms, etc. That is, you assume that there are regular phenomena that go over and over again, where you assume the notion same time between them. Now, it's been discovered in the brain that there are certain firing cycles. That coordinates the beating of your heart, your breathing, all the other cyclic notions in your body. What you're doing when you understand time is you're understanding one event in terms of cyclic events. That is what you're doing. You're taking an event. An event has a structure. It's called an aspectual structure in linguistics. It's a structure that says you have a beginning, you might have a middle, you might have an ending point, there might be iterations, it could be continuous, it could be all at once, it could be a state that goes on, there can be changes, but there is that structure. And in every language, that aspectual structure is fit onto a spatialized time that goes on indefinitely, and they're fit together.
So are you differentiating our concept of time, which is one whole way of thinking, from what time is in reality?
There may be no such thing as time in reality, and that's what's interesting. There may be just events in reality.
Does time then exist in any sense independent of our metaphorical conception of it?
Unlikely. Our metaphorical conception is that time is spatialized, and we have two metaphorical conceptions. Is time flowing or is it not? Think of the old paradoxes of time, and they have to do with those metaphors. The paradoxes go like this. If I shoot an arrow, when is the arrow moving? Pick an instant of time. Well, at that instance, it's not moving. Well, and when is it moving? Well, there's no instant you can pick when it's moving. That means it's not moving. That has to do with the metaphorical understanding of time as having been broken down into instants, right? That is the flaw in that paradox. And there are many paradoxes of time. For example, does the future exist now? Is the future flowing? Is it coming toward us? Is it going in the past? Does the past exist now because things are going out? No, that's a metaphor. We are conceptualizing time metaphorically, and that metaphorical conception is not out there in the world. And all the philosophical paradoxes are based on the fact that our only conceptions of time are metaphorical.